Hi, this is Doug.
And I'm Cindy.
Welcome to our live cast today. And today we're going to talk about a question that we get fairly often. And it's, how do I get my family to help? Well, that's a good question. What we're in help in the context of mom or dad is declining and they're starting to need some more care at home. And maybe there's 3 kids and everybody works. You know, it could be a situation where one of the kids lives out of state, 2 kids live local. We see all combinations. Sometimes everybody lives out of state.
Yes.
You know, the kids.
Often.
Yeah, the kids, graduated high school, went to college or went to the military. Everybody went their own way, got married, got jobs, and they're busy. Sometimes they all live across the street, but they're all busy. They've got jobs, family, everything else. And mom or dad, so here's the scenario. Mom or dad's declining. They need some help. So sometimes one of the kids feels like they're it. They're the one that's, doing most of the work, providing the help, and the others are not. How do you get them to help? Well, you can't make them help, right?
No, you can ask them to help. So what is the best way to ask them to help?
And sometimes we suggest doing what's called a mom-centered family meeting. And that's where the whole family will just get together to discuss these issues. And sometimes the get-togethers have to be more than once, right?
Several times. So we're going to unpack this. What you're noticing as an adult child is that your parents, either one or both of them, are declining. Now, if they're both still living, typically they lean on each other. And more often than not, what we see is one is in pretty good shape physically. They can get up and get around. Their muscles are still strong. But cognitively, they're beginning to decline. The other spouse, not so good physical condition, heart issues, maybe cancer they've battled, but they're sharp mentally. So they kind of make up for each other and they lean on each other. But that's dangerous. Why is that dangerous?
Well, a lot of times, and we've had this where people would come in and would admit that, the quote, the well spouse maybe went to a recent doctor's visit and the doctor told them that if you don't get help, something bad's going to happen to you. You're going to die. You're going to have a stroke. The stress on you. A lot of times the spouse
stressful.
and the well spouse, they're doing good to take care of themselves, let alone themselves and their declining spouse.
Right.
A lot of times it's a situation where, maybe the husband weighs 200 pounds, the wife weighs 100 pounds, and it's just the law of physics. She's trying to get him up and, help him get up out of bed and in a wheelchair to the toilet and to the shower and everything. If he goes down, they're both going to go down, and they both may wind up in the hospital, the same day, and both may wind up in a nursing home. So it's not a good situation. We've seen this sometimes too, where you mentioned about the 2 spouses, they've either expressly agreed with each other, or maybe it's just implied that we're never going to go to the nursing home.
Right. I will never let you go.
Never let you go to the nurse. And so they're afraid to mention it to the kids. They're afraid, well, if we tell the kids, if I tell the kids how much I'm struggling, they're going to want to put us both in the nursing home.
Yeah.
And so we'll just, so when the kids call and say, Mom, you need any help? No, I'm fine. So. We got it. And so that is, and that's not the way things are. And what do? You have a meeting.
You have a meeting. And what we do is we encourage you to do an assessment. Assess who's needing the help, what type of help they're needing, how much help, when they'll need it, and who can provide it. Is family available?
And sometimes they're available to a limited extent. Let's make it easy. Let's say there's 3 kids and they all live in town. Let's say everybody gets along we're making some big assumptions here. Everybody gets along well and they all want to help, but they're all busy. They all have their own family.
And work.
They don't want this to give up everything. Yeah. And they want to help. So what do? Well, we get as much information as we can about what mom or dad needs, the type of care they needs, what they want. They may say, well, we want to remain at home. Well, do they want the kids' help? If mom and dad are both competent and they're both pushing the kids away and say, we got it, basically leave us alone, in so many words, a lot of times there's not much you can do at that point other than to visit more often, and I see a lot of families like where there are kids, they can just say, well, okay, we're going to start visiting a lot more often, just to be there what we can, even though we're not formally helping, we're going to be there as much as we can to help.
I would say there's not a lot you can do to force them to let you help or to make changes, but there is a lot that you can do. Go in and do the assessment of their health. Go in and do an assessment of the house. Is it safe for them to be there? You can talk with them and make changes, put in ramps, rails, grab bars, look at the surfaces that they're walking on, get rid of sharp-edged furniture. If you've got bulky furniture that's in a walking path they use to go through the house, move it. Make it safer for them and just make it to where they want your help.
And sometimes it takes more than one bite at the apple. We had a friend that, his mom did live out of state, and he and the siblings, visited mom as often as possible. And it was, I think, the fourth time that they broached the issue. In between each time she had fallen, and they were very worried. Talked about the options. Will you move in with one of us? Will you move closer to one of us? Well, if you don't want to live in our house, can we get you an apartment close to our house? Can we buy you a house in our town? Well, an independent living facility. They went through all of the options, and each time she was saying, no, don't want your help. Finally, after having fallen several times, she finally agreed. So in that case, all of the siblings were willing. They were all available to a certain extent. But let's talk about available for just a minute. Available may mean none of the kids are available like 24/7. They all got families and all got jobs. But they're all available to do certain tasks. So when you look at that, a lot of times the family has to get together and say, okay, you mentioned an assessment a minute ago. What exactly does mom need? Well, maybe mom is still okay cognitively, but she doesn't really need to be driving, and she doesn't really remember to take her meds. Maybe after doing an assessment, you say, okay, these are the places where she's having issues.
And she's left a pot on the stove a couple of times.
Yeah, and so she needs help with meal prep and eating. So one of the kids says, well, I will get mom's groceries once a week, and I'll take it to her house, and I'll put all the groceries up in the cabinets. One of the kids says, I'll stop by mom's house and help on the way to work, help prepare breakfast. And another one says, I'll stop by on the way home at night and have the evening meal with her and help make sure she gets ready for bed. So there's three of them. They're dividing and conquering. Not any of them are doing everything, but they're all doing a significant piece of it to make sure that mom gets the help with the task that she needs help with right now.
Right now. And we know things are going to change. So as mom starts to decline, and she may need help getting to the bathroom, and may even need help with her personal care. If it's the son's time to be there during that time, is he going to be willing to do that or to help her shower? So you may need to adjust your schedule with the other family members, or bring in some outside help, because even though you're available and you're willing, but mom may not want you to help with her shower.
Yeah, so that
be prepared to make changes.
That's the willing part. So if it's a son and it's his mom that's declining, he may be available to help with like everything but her shower or with her toileting or something like. And we've had people tell us that, and I understand that. You know, it's my mom. I can't do
And
that.
she just
Or,
may not want him to do it. Period.
Yeah, or she may not. Yeah, and I don't want you to. Or a daughter, and it's her dad. You know, and yeah, I'm willing. I'm available to do whatever. I'm willing to do whatever, but that. And so maybe that's where you bring in some outside caregivers, like you said, a few times a week to help. And usually this is the answer. I mean, the family coordinates their schedule and does as much as possible, but then you bring in some outside third-party caregivers to be there a few times a week. And that's just a good solution anyway in most cases, because no one can be there. No one can be on 24/7. No one can be there all the time. I mean, at some point in time, one of you, the kids that's helping, you know, you're going to get sick. You're willing and able to, but you're sick. You got the flu, you got the cold. You don't want to bring this into your mom and infect her. You family vacation, you're going to be gone for a week, or you work and, you know, business travel. You got to be out for this week. And it's good to have third-party caregivers that you can rely on. And if you need extra help, you can just turn that up a little bit, more hours this week, and bring them in to get the help. Thank you for the question. That is, that's a big issue that we get a lot, willing and available. And it all starts with this family meeting where, what does mom want? You know, they forget to ask sometimes, what do you want? What type of care? Where does she want to receive it? What finances are available to pay, and what's the family willing and able to do? But thank you for watching today. If you have any comments, please list them below. And if you have other topics that you would like us to discuss, please suggest that, and we'll take up these other topics in future episodes. If you need our assistance on any particular thing, go to our website at arkelderlaw.com, and there is a set an appointment button. You can just set a time to set up a free consultation with either Cindy or myself, and we will be happy to visit with you. Thanks for watching today. Have a great day.